It is the third installment of our legendary, naturally, Legends series on the Zane Lowe Show on Radio 1. In the past, we've had the likes of Morrissey, Green Day, Beastie Boys, The Cure, Metallica. And now we begin on a Monday, where the gentleman in front of me releases his first original album in 4 years. And we welcome him to Maida Vale, Sir Pete Mitchell. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much, Zaney.
It's nice to see you, Sir Paul McCartney. Thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to us
Call
this
me
week.
Paul.
All right.
Guess a little bit too formal, all that business.
Just wanted to get it out of the way. Just get it out of the way.
Sir Pete.
Exactly. Okay, I'm going to start with a somewhat humorous but slightly ridiculous question. Do you remember where you were precisely 42 years and 71 days ago? I'll give you a hint. It's environmentally specific.
Wow. New Zealand?
Not close, but very far away at the same time. You're actually here doing a recording session, your first session with the Beatles.
I've always driven past this building and thought that's where we used to do all this we used to do a show called Pop Go the Beatles, which was it's a big break because we listened to a lot of BBC Radio when we were kids, so it's everywhere, and so we were really chuffed to get our own show. Only unfortunate thing is they've decided to call it Pop Go the Beatles, which we weren't that wild on, and then they decided we would have to sing Pop Go the Beatles. So it's like, once around the mulberry.
Seriously, Pop goes to
Go the Beatles. And it's like, no, there goes our cred.
Yeah, not for long though.
But it was good. They had a couple of good engineers here. I think that's the secret.
They're still here, I think, probably floating around at some point. I was walking down the corridor before and I saw a great photo of John Peel. And obviously, whenever I come into this building, I think of John, and I'm sure everyone who's worked with him did. Do you have any memories of John? Did you ever get much of a chance to meet him or talk to him?
My first memories of John were hearing about the fact that he was a Liverpool guy who'd been a DJ in America when we hit. So suddenly anyone who was from Liverpool in America was like famous.
He utilised that connection thoroughly by all accounts.
Well, why not? Why not? So did we. He just... I wonder if he suddenly got a little bit more Liverpool, as well, like that. As a lot of people suddenly did.
Yeah.
But... he was a great guy. I used to listen to his radio shows a lot, and then I'd see him just at things, award ceremonies and, events and things. And it was always, because he was from Liverpool, we'd always have a little chat and a laugh. But I never got to know him really well. That's always the way, isn't it? Suddenly someone's gone and you go, I would like to have known him.
Same for me, man. I had one last chance just before the holiday where I spent a few hours talking to him and finally got a chance to have a moment with the man, who I'd been circling around the office for sort of over a year, desperately trying to make my introduction, but he was just so notoriously shy. I was uncomfortable, invading his space.
You were probably right to do that.
Probably. Let's talk about this new album, Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. Like I said, first one in 4 years. And I was thinking, like the bands, they have reasons to make records nowadays, and a lot of them tend to be schedule orientated or contractual. It's probably time the tour's done, had a bit of a break, going to make a record. I don't know how much of those still apply to you in this day and age. Probably not many. So does it make it more for you sort of going in to make a record for yourself as opposed to other reasons?
No, I'm glad not to have any of those reasons, because that's boring really for anyone. The great thing is to go in because you want to make a record. It sometimes helps just focus you up. Your record company says, go in and make a record, and you go, okay. And the Beatles, the equivalent we had was our manager would just sort of say, okay, you're in the studio in 2 weeks' time. You can have the week before it off, John and Paul, to write the album.
Right, some holiday.
Go, okay. So, wow, that sounded like plenty of time. So it was. So we wrote the album in that time, but now I don't have those kind of pressures. No, I sort of go in because I want to. And I put it at the back of my mind, I think, it would probably be a tour and it'd be kind of good to have a new album. But I do those pressures myself, and nobody else pressurizes me, luckily.
I've been waiting on the other side for your friends to leave so I don't have to hide. I'd prefer they didn't know. So I've been waiting on the other side for your friends to go. been sliding down a slippy slope. I've been climbing up a slowly burning rope, but the flame is getting low. I've been waiting on the other side for your friends to go. You never need to worry about me, I'll be fine on my own. Boom, 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 boom. Someone else can worry about me. I've spent a lot of time on my own. I've spent a lot of time on my own. I've been waiting till the danger passed. I don't know how long the storm is gonna last. If we're gonna carry on, I'll be waiting on the other side till your friends have gone. So won't you tell me what I wanna know? I'll be waiting on the other side for your friends to go. Side for your friends to leave, so I don't have to hide. I'd prefer they didn't know. So I've been waiting on the other side for your friends to go. Well, I've been waiting on the other side. I've been waiting on the other side for your friends to go.
You spent 2 years making this record, which is a healthy amount of time. You know?
Yeah, well, we did it over the course of 2 years. We actually only spent about 4 months in that time, because it was kind of started it off. I knew I wanted to work with Nigel Godrich, but I didn't know who he was, except I'd heard Radiohead, heard Travis and Beck and a few things he'd done. So I knew I liked the sound he got. I liked what I was hearing, but I didn't know him. So what we did was I said, well, let's just go in for 2 weeks first of all, and then we'll make a decision. So we want to work with each other. We may not like each other, and suddenly getting stuck in a whole album with someone you don't like. So we went in for the 2 weeks, and then there was some time off after that, and then I think we did another month. And then there was time off after that, and we did another month. It was after the 2 weeks I decided I did want to work with him, and I could see the way forward.
He's really maintained who you are on the record too. And there are times, I think, when Nigel's sound, it tends to, like you say, this is not so much a criticism because I like his sound, but it can overshadow the artist.
It is a criticism, actually.
I can't, that's true. And you know what? Thank you for forcing me into an honest box. I'm now in my honest box.
Yeah.
No, it can do, and I've heard records by some of the bands he's produced and thought it sounds more like his sound than it does the band. And I think he hasn't done that with your record. I don't hear that. A good reason for that probably is the fact that I heard that you played pretty much every instrument on this.
A lot of them, yeah. There's certain drum tracks that I didn't play on just because I just didn't want to be alone in the studio for that length of time, you know.
Any instruments that you didn't that you don't really get along with? Any instruments that you might take a look at and it seems like a weird question and go, I have no interest in playing that whatsoever?
Yeah, things like sort of violins and stuff. I just know I'd make such a bad racket on that. But there was a cello part. I fiddle with cello because I suppose it's a bit more like bass. And there was a cello part we were trying to get, and no one could understand it, so I actually took the cello and we hired one. Said, okay, let's whatever it was. And I think it sort of stayed on the record. It got hidden by a real cellist. But at least it said, this is what I want to play.
Yeah.
But I was playing some mad instruments on this. Mainly it was like just guitars and percussion and drums and bass and the straightforward stuff, and keyboards, like harmonium and piano and Rhodes and Whirly and things like that.
Not just those, just pretty much every single brilliant instrument you could possibly play.
If you love me, won't Won't you call me? I've been waiting too long. In my soul is constant yearning, always singing this song. Only love is strong enough to take it on the chin. When did I begin to fall? That call, you'll feel free to make yourself at home. If love is strong enough, it may never end. Why would I pretend?